Hi everybody, Jen here doing my 8th process video. This may or may not be my last layout with my February kit. I do still have a full piece of pattern paper left and some bits and pieces and my 6x6 paper pad, but we will see if my March one shows up today. If it doesn't, then I'll probably do another one. So this is the weekly challenge for this week. We had to do diagonal. We were, my goodness, I can't think today. We were doing a scrap lift, but you also had to have certain elements, like a certain number, at least 3 pattern papers. You needed to have a chipboard frame. You needed to have some die cuts, some chipboard, and some sewing. So I will hopefully show you the sewing. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I do a quick close-up. I really suck at doing sewing on layouts, but I did try something new, so I was quite impressed with myself. So here, as you can see, I cut all of my strips of pattern paper to be 3 inches, and then I'm just fitting them across a 12 by 12 sheet of white cardstock from my stash. And here I'm just sort of retrofitting. And actually I realized later that little piece I'm trying to do right now, it actually fell off, and I am looking at my layout and I never fixed it, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it like that because I would never be able to match it perfectly anyways, and I don't think you can tell because I'm going to cut this down by a little tiny bit. I also initially intended it to look like this, so just how you're looking at it right now, and I accidentally turned it upside down when I kept going, and so that paper with the doors is actually on the top corner now, and it's upside down. But you know what? Whatever. It wasn't like it was part of the design that you could tell it was doors. It was black and white paper, and I liked how it looked with the rest of it, so I'm leaving it and I'm not going to stress about it. So I am doing my voiceover in a whole bunch of quite short chunks, so I apologize if I seem kind of random. I'm going to try to keep my train of thought as I stop and reset everything, but I'm trying to get all the way through without iMovie crashing on me this time. But as you can see there, I've gotten everything all done and lined up, and then I took off, I think, about ½ an inch off of 2 sides, and then I'm backing the whole thing on white cardstock again. And the reason for that is, okay, here you can see I did this die cut. So this cut file is from Wilna Furstenberg. And I'm not sure if you caught it, but I've actually done sewing in the top left and the bottom right corners. I used black thread and I did a straight line and a zigzag stitch. And I think it actually looks pretty cool. And it doesn't break the way that gold thread does, which is what I've always tried to use in the past. So I was pretty excited. I actually got it to do what I wanted, and I never had to rethread my machine, not once. So that was exciting. So anyways, I did cut that file, and I was trying to have it so that all the edges of it were touching that outside like it was a frame and it was actually all one piece. I'm not quite sure if I accomplished that, but that was what I was going with. And I used a black thin pen as well to draw on some of the hearts, just for a little bit of detail. But I think it's an absolutely stunning cut file, and I'm glad that I finally used it. It's been sitting for quite a while after I had bought it. So as you can see, this layout is going to go pretty quick. I had a pretty good idea that I wanted to use these 3 photos. I wanted to put them in frames, as that was part of the challenge. And I wanted to do them in somewhat of a sort of straight line with some clusters of embellishments around it. And because I'm getting close to the end of my kit, it did make it quite a lot easier to pick which embellishments. You know, there's only so many left. A couple of them were just awesome because they worked perfectly with what they said and what I was going for on this page. And we also had to use, just because I'm seeing this, we had to use at least 2 different types of fonts in our title. So that's very easy because I had 2 sets of thickers just from this kit, the kit and the add-on, and I have like 150 sets of other thickers, so using more than one font is never a problem. So here I'm just getting everything stuck down after I laid it out. I love when layouts go quick like this. It's just awesome. I picked through the chipboard, I picked through my wood veneer, and yeah, it was just great. I got to use some of the flowers that had been sitting there, and this layout is all about last weekend. It was lovely and nice outside. It was 15 degrees Celsius, which, sorry, I'm not really sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but lovely, nice spring day where you could be outside in maybe a hoodie and be very happy. So these photos are from that weekend. The top one is us out in my husband's Mini, which I love, and we had the roof open. It was the first time this year. And that second photo in the green frame is where we were sitting on a bench at our coffee date place, and it's the first time since the fall that we've been able to sit out there and drink coffee and chat, and it was just awesome. It's us time. We have 2 boys and they're preteens, and us time is so important. The bottom photo there is actually just a photo that I took of my patio door being open because it was nice enough to like get fresh air, and fresh air is fantastic. I live on the west coast of BC, and so we don't really get winter per se, but I also live in a brand new house, and so airflow in the house, it's very airtight, and so it's really nice to be able to open my windows and let some airflow get through. So it's lovely that the heat stays in, but sucks that sometimes you feel like you're in a coffin or something. No, it's not that bad, but you know what I mean. So anyways, here I'm just sticking everything down. I'm using some foam squares to pop some of it up, keep some of it down. Used a few of these enamel dots that came in the kit, and then I'm also going to pull out my Heidi Swapp Color Shine in 1 second. I'm probably grabbing it right there. Yeah. And I'm using some gold, and I believe, because I'm not down in my scrap room, I used Primrose, which is like a dark pink, and I'm just testing it to see if it's dark enough, because those that hot pink in the other layers, I wanted it to be really close to that. I also, when I'm doing it, and I think I get my head stuck in the way, I'm just fixing the enamel dots there. I didn't quite like how I put them the first time. Yeah, there's my head in the way. What I try to do is give it a really good shake and then get like a lot on the end of the wand and make bigger dots. So that's why I'm like getting right in there, trying to kind of plop it on there. I need to get a big round paintbrush, and I haven't done that yet. So here are the close-ups that I took. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will be back very soon, even sooner if my kit shows up. But we'll be back very soon. Bye!